We've all gotten pretty good at telling a single AI what to do, right? Write this email for me, make me a picture of an astronaut. But what happens when the problem is way bigger than that? What happens when you actually need a whole team? Well, that's the giant leap we're exploring today, the move from just prompting an AI to conducting an entire digital orchestra.
So let's really lean into that idea. Think about a single AI agent, the kind we use every day, as this brilliant soloist, maybe a virtuoso violinist. It can play its part absolutely perfectly. But if you want a true symphony, you need more than one instrument. You need an entire orchestra, a whole team of specialists, all working together in perfect harmony. And that, right there, is the leap we're talking about, from the soloist to the orchestra.
So, why do we even need an orchestra in the first place? I mean, aren't these AIs getting powerful enough? Well, the thing is, while we've gotten amazing at controlling these single agents, a lot of the real world tasks we want to solve are just, they're way too complex for one AI to handle. Think about it. A company has a finance department, a marketing department, an engineering department. Sophisticated problems demand teams of specialists. And how do you manage a team like that? Well, you need a conductor. In the world of AI, we call this the orchestrator. It's really the art and science of coordinating all of these different AI agents to achieve one single common goal. It makes sure everyone is playing their part at exactly the right time. Okay, so let's put a formal definition on it. It's called AI agent orchestration, the process of managing and coordinating a network of specialized AI agents to automate these really complex, multi-step workflows. The key idea here isn't trying to build one super genius AI that does everything. No, it's about building a team of experts, a research agent, a writing agent, a coding agent, and getting them all to collaborate on a single mission. I love this quote because it just nails it. We are not talking about a small incremental step up here. This is a massive leap in what's possible. You're literally moving from directing a single actor on a stage to conducting an entire digital symphony. You're creating something far more complex, far more powerful than any one of those agents could ever hope to achieve on its own. So why go to all this trouble? Well, the benefits are huge. First, specialization. Each agent is an expert, and experts just perform better. It's that simple. Second, scalability. If you need a new capability, you don't have to retrain your entire system from scratch. You just add a new agent to the team. It's also way easier to maintain. If one agent has a bug, you can fix it in isolation without breaking the whole system. And finally, optimization. This is a big one. You can use a really powerful, expensive model for the heavy lifting, and then Okay, so a team of specialized, scalable, and optimized agents sounds pretty great, but how do you actually get them to work together? I mean, it can't be a free-for-all, right? Turns out, there are established patterns for this kind of collaboration, a kind of playbook for AI teamwork. Let's take a look at the three most common ones. The simplest pattern to understand is sequential, and the best way to picture it is a digital assembly line. Just like you see here, Agent A does its job, its finished work gets passed directly to Agent B, who uses that as its starting point. When B is done, its output goes to C, and so on. This is perfect for any kind of linear process, like a content pipeline. One agent drafts an article, the next one reviews it, a third one edits it, and the last one publishes it. Simple, effective. Next up, we have concurrent orchestration. Now, this is more like a brainstorming session. You get multiple agents tackling the same problem from different angles all at the same time. So for example, if you wanted to evaluate an investment, you could have one agent analyzing the financial data, another one scanning the news for public sentiment, and a third one checking for any compliance issues. They all work in parallel, and then their findings are all combined into one comprehensive brief. And finally, we get to the most dynamic pattern, hierarchical orchestration. This is basically your classic project team. You've got a manager agent that looks at a complex problem, breaks it down into smaller pieces, and then delegates those tasks to its team of subordinate agents. Once they're all done, the manager takes the results and synthesizes them into the final answer. This is perfect for really complex challenges, like having an AI team hunt down a software bug. Now, what's really, really cool about all this is that these patterns are powered by something called agentic workflows. And this is the magic ingredient that makes the whole system more than just simple automation. It's what gives it a degree of true autonomy. And this chart here shows you exactly why this is such a big deal. We started out with automated workflows. These are totally deterministic. They just follow a fixed if this then that script. Then we got AI-powered workflows, where AI is used as this incredible tool, but it's still stuck on that same rigid path. But the real game changer is the agentic workflow. Here, the AI isn't just a tool anymore. It's the director. It can reason, it can plan, and it can dynamically choose the next best action. The path isn't set in stone. The AI figures it out as it goes. So, how does it figure it out? Well, it uses this simple but incredibly powerful cognitive loop. It all starts with a thought. The agent looks at its goal and decides on the best next move. Then it takes that action. Maybe it runs a Google search or writes a bit of code. And finally, it makes an observation. It looks at the results of its action. That observation then feeds directly back into its next thought, and the cycle repeats, getting smarter and closer to the goal with every single loop. Okay, that's a lot of theory. It's great, but let's make this concrete. Let's see how all these pieces, the different patterns, the agentic workflow, come together in a practical example. We're going to watch an AI team create a market research report from scratch. So the mission is to produce a comprehensive report on the EV market. Now, this is a pretty complex task. It requires research, data analysis, writing. It's way too much for a single agent. So we're going to use a hierarchical pattern with a manager agent calling the shots.
All right, let's meet the team. In charge, we have the Chief Research Officer agent. That's our manager, our conductor. Reporting to it are the specialists, the data analyst agent to crunch the numbers, the news and trends agent to find the story, the competitor analysis agent to size up the competition, and last but not least, the writer and editor agent to make the final report really shine.
And the workflow begins. The Chief Research Officer agent starts delegating. Its very first action is to task the data analyst agent. Get me the hard numbers. I want sales data and growth projections. At the very same time, it can delegate to the news and trends agent. Its job is to find the narrative behind those numbers. What are the key trends, the big challenges that everyone's talking about? And another concurrent task goes out to the competitor analysis agent. Give me a breakdown of the key players in the market. Now, notice how these three subordinate agents can all work in parallel? That saves a huge amount of time. Okay, once all the specialists have returned with their findings, the manager agent makes its final move. It bundles up all that raw material, hands it over to the writer and editor agent with one clear instruction. Turn all of this into a polished, professional report. And that right there is the power of orchestration. By shifting from a single agent to a collaborative, multi-agent system, we can start to automate tasks of incredible complexity. The future of building with AI isn't about finding one all-powerful super agent. It's about learning how to build and conduct expert teams. Which, of course, leaves us with one final fascinating thought to chew on. Right now, we're learning how to build these AI teams. But what happens when the AI gets good enough to build its own teams? When it can look at a goal we give it and assemble its own specialists to get the job done, the scale of problems we could solve then is just staggering. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.